Yesterday was long. We made 29 miles. But it really wasn't the distance we paddled. It was the 12 hours of sitting in the boats that got to us. But being ahead of schedule was going to afford us a much easier day to day. We only had to make about 15 miles.
Good morning, everybody. Day 3. Had a good, nice, relaxing evening last night. All this sound of rushing water put you right to sleep. You can see all that in the background. The boulders are a little big, and so we've seen some good ones, but this was the best one that we saw all day. But just gotta watch your step, and it's open, not a lot of brush and weeds to worry about. Supposed to have some thunderstorms coming in, I think around just after lunch. So we may be able to get where we're going before then and set up and bunker down. Just have to see what the river tells us. But stay tuned. We got Yackleberry kind of shaking the tarp off here. Greg, were you going to do a survival tips here?
You know, I feel that the public wants to know.
What do they want to know, Greg?
Public, you know, I'm a man of science.
Yeah.
I'm a man of facts. And you've got to wonder, how is it possible to put that tarp back in what I'll describe as a 2-quart sandwich bag?
A 2-quart sandwich bag.
Yeah. I'm convinced there's one little Chinese kid in all of Asia that knows how to do it. So later,
he's not here.
I'm going to show you the tip and the tricks that's going to make your life a little easier for packing out on the river.
All right, stay tuned for survival tips with Greg.
Good morning. After a slightly rainy night, we decided we're going to put our tarps up and stay as dry as possible. And I took the Kelty 16 out. Oh, brother. Okay, I want you to examine this. This thing is literally like a 2-quart sandwich bag. I'm going to show you a tip on how to put it back in so it's not a fight for you. Start in the center. Start packing and packing and packing. Notice the bag is literally half full already. So keep going, keep going, keep going. Hand over hand, working from the inside out. Okay, at this point, you'll notice that it's literally full. Okay, unless you happen to have the same 10-year-old Chinese boy that packed this thing in your back pocket, I recommend going over to your dry bag and just cramming the whole mess in top. And voila, you're done. Throw it on the boat, rock onto the next campsite, and you're good to go. Remember, work smarter, not harder.
After a good breakfast and a lazy morning, we packed up camp. I had the guys put on their armor this morning. We were only 2.5 miles from Narrows. That was the first event of the triple gauntlet. Leading up to the Narrows, I've been thinking of the best way to make sure they all got through. I'd like to lead the charge and show them the way, but I can't. I need to be in the rear in case someone needs help. I would have to lean on Squirrel. It was going to be easier for me. I knew what to expect. I've done a lot of battle with the beast. A lot of these guys hadn't. All 4 of them quiet, just plodding their way down the river, getting their minds right. Back home, they're making bets on who's going to go down.
There's Yackleberry. I'm paddling here with Yackleberry, and upon his request, I can never imagine myself ever swimming on this river in any rapid ever. I just don't see myself swimming. He just wanted me to state that for the record. Wandering electrician, I'm trying to earn you a sticker, brother.
And right on cue, just as we got into view, Yackleberry's rudder comes apart. Looking back, it was a little foreshadowing, a quick fix, and we were on our way. There's a certain feeling when you paddle up to something big, when you know you're going to where the beast lives. And there's a certain feeling when you see it for the first time. I took Squirrel up there to scout the way. On the far bank is a whole group of river travelers, staring down into the beast, afraid to move on. I showed Squirrel the line, gave him all the instruction, had a quick pep talk, and it was time to go out there and battle the beast. It was going to be Squirrel first. He knew the line. All his focus was on landing the boys in the right spot, giving him the best chance. Right behind Squirrel, the Dragon Slayer. Just take care of Squirrel. And then Brian. If he wanted any chance of redemption, any chance at all, he'd have to make it through here first. And Yackleberry. I wanted to keep Yackleberry close. This was his first true battle. It was surgical. Everything had gone perfect. Almost too easy. Squirrel's line couldn't have been any better. Every paddle stroke the guys put in was just the one they needed. We caught the beast asleep, and she doesn't like that.
This is the celebratory toast to all the guys who just made it through the Narrows.
Brian was still fixed on his mission for redemption. Yackleberry, he's looking like an old pro. I wouldn't worry about him for the rest of the trip. The Dragon Slayer, he's just steady. Me, I'm showing Squirrel how to catch eddies in a sea kayak. He's wanting to take his game to the next level. We were heading into a town called Glen Lynn, and we were all looking forward to some food that didn't come out of a bag. The sun started peeking out. Things were looking up. But in the back of my mind, I knew we had cheated the beast. Just need to keep our eyes open.
He said so-and-so's gonna post up here.
All right, so we are at Glen Lynn. The Rich Creek stop didn't look too good. So we just kept on trucking down the river, a couple more miles here at Glen Lynn. Got a Valero gas station up here. We can go up there and get us a snack. Throw away a little trash, stretch the legs, eat us some lunch. And then straight afterwards you see this good stretch of boogie water. I don't know if that's showing up because it's so far away, but That's some good looking water right there. A little sore day 3 in the boat. That's usually a tough day, but overall we're feeling good.
I'm better. We're gonna go take them back. Take them back. Okay.
Thanks, sir. You keep the change. Likewise, you too. Yackleberry.
I got the boys a Victory Coke. It was their favorite
Couldn't
drink.
find your names, so I'm going with Beth. Victory.
It was a good break, but it was short-lived. We looked up, and around the corner was coming the beast. It was time to get this show on the road, and quick. Because she was coming, and she wasn't playing. Yackleberry decided to go off alone on the small side of the island. He wanted to stare the beast in the face. I'm not sure if he understood, but the beast was coming to collect her toll. Feeling the moment, Yackleberry decided to take the lead. In a situation that unfolded, he was really going to find out what he was made of. It was an ambush. Thing about an ambush, the only way out of it is through it. The 4 of us had made it, and Squirrel had a close call. He flare boofed the left rock in an amazing move. But the beast had collected her toll. She had broken Squirrel's rudder.
That's what I was telling you.
See, I pulled my rudder up for that first bit, and I was like, oh heck, why did I do that for? And then when I hit the hole, I was thinking, you know, I'll be okay as long as it's not a rock.
Squirrel has broken his rudder. See if that'll work for just now.
I'm scared to mess with it to
Steer. Yeah, just don't torque it. We'll get to camp, drive that bad boy out, G-flex that thing. It'll be good tomorrow.
really. What come loose?
It broke the screw out from the back housing. When you boofed, you probably landed straight on the stern cap. I don't know if it's leaked or not,
Oh yeah, it is pulled out.
but it's still on there.
I didn't know it was that much of a wreck.
It's
I'd
not
pulled it
broken,
up.
it's just not on.
We had attacked the beast, and then she had attacked us. We paddled on through the rain, getting into a pretty remote stretch. And having found ourselves making our 15 miles, we started looking for a campsite. I was proud of the boys. They had all stepped up to the challenge, especially Yackleberry. And there's a certain confidence a man wears when he takes himself way past where he thought he could go. And as the storm was ending, we put feet on wet sand at Bear Track Beach. This was a great campsite. We pulled the boats up, set up camp, and Squirrel and I started making a fire. It was a tough one. All the wood was wet. Greg watched the fire while Yackleberry, Squirrel, and I went fishing. It didn't take long, and we were cleaning fish. We found a plastic potting base, made the perfect cleaning table. Kind of reminded me of my days in Alaska.
Oh yeah, that worked out.
So Yackleberry's just finishing double wrapping all the fish. We got 7 bass. About to throw these bad boys on the fire. Give them a few minutes. So here we are cutting into one of the big fish tonight. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's just fish, salt and pepper.
Put a little hot water on it?
Mmm. Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Oh no.
So Squirrel kind of had just an amazing boof. He had an amazing boof off this big old Class 3 up there, and it was close, but he made it. Unfortunately, the rudder broke on the rock, which is something that happens from time to time. So, just a note for you guys wanting to do these trips: have a way to repair your boats, because sometimes they go down. On this one, it popped the stern cap off that holds the rudder, so I gotta get this rivet out. I got some G-Flex epoxy. We'll be able to repair it in no time. He'll be back on the water in the morning. Rivet gone. Yep, there's a hole right there down into the inside of the boat. I'm going to give it a little goop. Seal that puppy up. Once the goop dries, we'll be able to put some G-Flex on the whole thing, put the stern cap on, and we'll be good to go. So Squirrel's rudder here is, we're going to need to epoxy this. So I'm going to mix up some epoxy. And this is G-Flex. Plastic boat repair. Really good stuff. I bring it on all my trips, along with duct tape and goop and whatever else you might need to repair something. So we have the place prepared here. Went ahead and gooped the interior holes. You just want to mix this epoxy together. Really good. It's really good stuff. It'll cure before morning, so he'll be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. Ready to head on down the river. So that's some good looking stuff there. Guess you can see that. Then just going to paste it on here. It's pretty thick, so you can it doesn't just run off everywhere. You can get it all on there and get it all everywhere. I'm going to put it on a little extra thick because I know how squirrel treats these boats.
When I'm jumping off of a rock.
Yeah, when you're boofing rocks and sea kayaks, this sort of thing happens. So, you got to expect it. So, we took the rudder off the cap. Made it a little easier. I should have done that before. But we got it on there. It's screwed back into place. And he's just buttoning up the G-flex there to be sure there's no gaps. A little extra can't hurt. No one's looking at your stern cap to see how pretty it is anyway. And that's how you repair a kayak in the field. I've had to weld them, I've had to repair them, I've had to straighten them back out. Just if you're going to be out here for a week in the middle of the nowhere, be ready to be able to fix your boat and have some tools and the materials you need to do that.
There's an old saying that if your plan is working perfectly, it's an ambush. Well, that held true today. We set out to tangle with the beast, and we did. We just got a little more than we were expecting. But looking back, I don't think the guys would have had it any other way. And it reminds me of another saying. If you ever find yourself going through hell, keep going.